Joe plays scarf.
Good morning. Today is February 2nd, 2022. I guess it's Groundhog Day, right? January has been pretty gray, rainy sometimes. We've had 3 snowstorms. And the first 2 were quickies. They were here and gone. And then Saturday, this past Saturday, we had quite a little blizzard here. But it happened overnight. And by Sunday, 4 o'clock, it had stopped snowing. And so we were, we got about, I want to say, 18 inches maybe of snow. So you just go with the flow, Made sure that the fridge was stocked and the cabinets were full, so we just kind of hunkered down. One of the, during the after Christmas holiday stuff, I was cleaning out one of my cabinets, and I found this milk frother. I think we bought it years ago to make for hot chocolate, and I don't know, I never really used it much, and I decided to dig it out and see how it worked. So I just used milk, my skim milk or 1% milk, throw it in there, and it makes this nice foam froth. And I put some cinnamon and Splenda, and it makes a nice addition to just plain old tea. It's really good. So, it's early. Ross is still sleeping for a change. Usually, lately we've been getting up, both of us have been getting up really late, due to some restless nights. Ross experiences restless nights. He'll get up and not be able to fall back to sleep. He'll be very confused, and it's very difficult. Sometimes it goes on for hours, and the day after that, the next night, we're both so exhausted that we sleep in 9 or 10 till 9 or 10 o'clock. But last night we had a pretty good night. We both slept all night. I don't ever sleep all night. I'm always up a couple of times looking at my watch or trying to fall back to sleep. So yeah, I don't ever sleep through the night. But it's better. Better nights are when he sleeps all through the night. And if I wake up, at least I don't have to get out of bed and help him. So yeah, it's kind of tough when I'm caring for Ross at this point, when we can't get out. He's so much better when we can get out, visit with people, or even just go wander around in a store or whatever, go for a ride. It perks him up, perks me up, but this month has been pretty dreary, like I said, and it's been tough to get out. And with this Omicron variant too, we've been more cautious. It seems to have settled down, thank goodness. So we did get out a little bit, 1 or 2 days anyway. So it's February now, and I'm looking forward to spring. Not summer. I don't like the heat, but a nice spring would be nice. So I'm going to relax, finish my tea, get ready for the day, help Ross get dressed and have breakfast, and I think maybe we will go to Costco today. Let's see what's going on there. So what's it been like for you since I saw you last? Have you had a nice January? It's a funny month, you know. After the holiday rush, things quiet down and sometimes become too quiet. I mostly have binge watched Yellowstone. Which I have tried to get interested in since it came out. What is this, 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago? Never could get in past the first couple of episodes, but since everybody's talking about it, I figured I'd give it another try, and I actually got hooked on it. And then the new series 1883, which is the prequel to Yellowstone, I've been watching that, and that's really interesting and really good. I like that. Yes, I've been doing some knitting. I'm wearing my flax sweater by Tin Can Knits, which is an oldie but goodie. So later on, after I get our day going, maybe this afternoon I will come back. I will share my knitting with you, share some acquisitions, show you what I'm working on, and maybe chat some more. And yeah, I forgot to introduce myself, figuring you know who I am. So anyway, this is a podcast about knitting and crocheting, and it's called Joey's Scarf. Obviously, if you're watching, you figured that one out. My name is Lynda, and you can find me all over as LyndaGrace. That's Lynda with a Y. And yeah, we'll talk some knitting later. I will see you later. Okay, so it is the end of the day here. And no, I didn't make the sweater. It's 5 o'clock. It's going to be getting dark soon. And we did get out. We did go to Costco and got the things I needed. And it was good just to get out and walk around a little bit. So, let me show you what I've been doing this past month. I think the first thing I started doing after the holidays was make this scarf. And I just love it. It is DK weight yarn, merino, held together with a strand of mohair. And the pattern, I just kind of made it up. Nothing fancy. I cast on, I don't know how many stitches, 36, I don't remember. And then I just did a row of stock, or a section of stockinette, and then a section of garter, and just alternated it the whole way. And it kind of makes this little curvy, scallopy edge. And I'll put a couple of pictures of me wearing it. It's a beautiful, beautiful scarf. It feels so soft, and it's really luxurious. Easy to make, went really quick. And I kind of love it. So, I mean, this, of course, took me a couple of weeks to make, because this is all I was working on, but I wanted to finish it, and it was good TV, dreary January knitting, but very soft, very, very pretty. So that's, I think, the first thing I began after the holidays and finished. So that's that. And then I finished these socks. And I'll put a picture of me in the socks. I don't have my sock blockers with me. But I had started these way before the holidays. And I had finished one. And just didn't, I mean, I just didn't feel like working on them, because they're longer than what I normally, the leg is longer than what I normally make. So that's why it seemed like it was taking forever and ever. The yarn is a stash yarn I had from Miss Babs, and it was her Hot Shot yarn, which she no longer carries. But it feels very, very nice. It's a merino acrylic blend, and yeah, I'm happy with these too. Colors are pretty, aren't they? Yeah, but this was another long-term whip that I dug out, and I finally finished. I stuck with it. So that was that. Then kind of goes with the scarf. This is a headband, obviously. And I got the pattern or the idea from Marie from the podcast WhirledPeas00 Knits. And I will put the link to this video below. She shows you how to make this. And it's very, very simple. And that's what it looks like on. It's very warm. It's the right width. I like the width of it. And this is the same yarn I used as the scarf, so I had left over. This is that Plymouth Select. It's 100% merino, and it's held together with the mohair, so it too is very soft, and I like the pattern. It's cool. So that's Marie from WhirledPeas podcast. I like her podcast. She makes a lot of different things, and a lot of the things are simple, and she does have tutorials on some of her stuff. So that was a quick knit, but a practical one. I've worn it a couple of times, and it's keeps my ears warm, and it's great. Yeah. Okay. Dreary day today. Foggy this morning. It's like in the 40s. The snow is hanging around. And we're supposed to get another storm, but it's going to be rain this time. So it's just like kind of depressing, you know. We did have a couple of sunny days like after the snow, and it was so nice just to be out. Even though it was cold, the sun was warm, and with the snow, it was just very refreshing. Ross and I went outside for a little bit one day. Okay. I made another pair of socks. These are a DK weight, and it's just my standard pattern that I use. Cuff down. I knit the cuff as long as I want, do the leg as long as I want in stockinette. This is an afterthought heel, so I'm basically just making a tube and marking for the afterthought heel. And then the foot length is for me, and then I decrease for the toe. It's pretty simple. The yarn is, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, is from Miss Babs. And this is her Yowza minis, and it's a great deal, a good value. So that's, I love the color of these. Different, right? All right, the last thing is a pair of mitts, fingerless mitts, and these are called Point Edwards Mitts by Fairlight Fibers. That's the pattern, that's the designer. So these are kind of cool because you can wear them if you want to tuck your fingers in. If it's too cold, you can wear them like that, and the thumbs too. Or, you know, you can fold them down like that. Fold the thumbs down. Thumbs are a little hard to do when you have the glove on, but it works. And that's what they look like turned down. The yarn is by Chelsea Yarns. It's DK weight, and the color is Candied Apple. Very nice, very warm, good pattern, nice yarn. So that's all my finished objects, which in a month is pretty good, right? Yeah. All right, I just started another pair of socks. Just started. Just started a little bit of the cuff. These are, I hope you're going to be able to see this and there's not a glare. But these are the Crunkled socks, and they are by Byrony Bears. And I will put the link to the pattern below. I thought that was a very neat pattern. So I just started that, and the yarn I'm using is from the Golden Purls. And the color is White Sand by the Mile. And it's sock yarn. It's a pretty color. So that's just started that, the socks. And normally I would only have one thing I'm working on, but I decided to do another cast on. And this one, so let me show you the pattern. This is called Something Cozy. It's a pullover sweatshirt style sweater, and it's by Shaina Bilow. That's what it looks like. And that is Christina from Chelsea Yarns, and modeling it, the sweater, and it's her yarn that I'm using. And you've probably seen this yarn if you watched my Vlogmas. This is the Luxe Cozy DK, and this is Pinkaflage, the color, and I don't think she has any more of this because I looked. But I started the sweater, and it is done in pieces. So it's a lot of stockinette stitch, which means a lot of purling, but that's what the pattern is going to look like. Oh, so you're knitting and then purling to get the stockinette stitch. And I'm holding it together with fingering weight yarn from Chelsea Luxe, and this color is called Harvest Moon. So that's this. This is Harvest Moon, and this Chelsea Luxe. So the combination of the two yarns, you really can't, this doesn't really stand out, this color, against the this type of yarn, because it's textured. So you really get the Pinkaflage coming through instead of, this doesn't fight the Pinkaflage. It just blends in. Hoping that I have enough of this. If I don't, I'll just hold it together, or I'll do it with something similar so that it blends in, but hopefully I'll have enough to finish. So like I said, it's done in pieces. You do the front and then the back and then the sleeves, and you kind of piece it together. So we'll see how I make out with that. It's going to be a long-term project because, like everybody else, the purling is getting to me. But, that's what has to be done. That's what has to be done. So I do have some acquisitions. And I have to say, I look for Miss Bab's sale. I think she does it once a year at the end of the year. And the value for me is these Yowza minis. And they are DK weight yarn, and they're 100% merino, and they're 200 yards, about 80 grams. And that's a generous mini. But I went crazy because it was such a good sale. I think it was a 20% off sale. Yeah, 20% off. So like these were, I think like $15 a skein. And I can make a pair of socks easily with these. In fact, the socks that I made, these socks, I had this much left over. So you can easily make a pair of socks. And so, these are some of the colors I got. I got those. These. I wanted them all. These. And these. So I just couldn't resist. I'm hoping that this is going to be my yarn purchase for the next few months. I want to say I'm going to try not to purchase anything for 6 months. We'll see. I'm already looking at things, but I think this should hold me over. If I just, want to make socks or a hat, accessories, this will be good. So that's what I've been working on. That's what I am working on. And that was my acquisitions. I haven't purchased anything else, I don't think. Probably not going to podcast for another month. Maybe at the end of February I will do another podcast. And hopefully the weather will start to get better by then. Let's see, I went over to the pond this evening, to take pictures of the pond. I had to trudge through some snow, probably calf depth of snow. They don't, while we live in a gated community, in a senior community, and they'll shovel the walk from your driveway to your front door. They will plow the driveway, but they don't do any shoveling of the community sidewalks. So those of us, well, I don't walk so much anymore, but the people who like to walk are now having to walk in the street because the sidewalks are just loaded with snow. So to get over to the pond, I had to climb through the pile of snow that was on what would be the sidewalk to take pictures. And there's not really much going on over there. I didn't see any life going on over there this evening. But one of the things that happened to me, though, I was sitting watching TV one evening, and the windows behind me, I could see the reflection of the windows behind me in the TV. And I saw some movement on the window. And when I turned around to look, there was a bird. And I thought it was on the outside of the window. And when I got up to move closer, no, it was on the inside of the window. It was in my house, this little bird. And it was, I have the blinds, the wooden blinds. And it was like flitting in and out of the slats. My first thought was, oh, let me go get my camera and capture this. And then I thought, I better get this bird out of here. So I grabbed a towel and walked up, got up to it. And I had to get on the sofa, climb on the sofa to get it. And I just kind of scooped it up in the towel, and I opened the front door, and it took off. Thank goodness. If it would have gotten loose in the house, I don't know what I would have done. That would have been horrible. And I don't know how it got in. That's the crazy thing. I don't know how it got in. I just don't know. The only thing I think of, because there's so many birds around and we have, you know, so many trees like in the front, I do remember one time when I was bringing groceries in, I had the screen door, the storm door, propped open so that I didn't have to keep opening it. And I'm thinking that's the only way it could have gotten in, because it could. We have a fireplace, but the fireplace has glass in front of it, and there's no way it could have gotten in and then out of that. So probably came in through the front door. So it was one of these little ones with like, it had little yellow feathers like on its breast. Oh, I don't know. I was just glad that it was able to take off and fly away. Now, I always heard that it was bad luck to have a bird in your house. But then I looked it up on, you know, I Googled it, and it said if the bird has colorful feathers, particularly yellow, that means good luck and that you're going to come into some good fortune. Oh, please. That would be so nice. So that was a crazy thing that happened. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I hope you all have been staying healthy and safe, and things seem to be settling down around here as far as the virus is concerned. And I think that's about it. So I am going to say goodbye for now. And I'll catch up to you later. Bye now.